All right, let's dive into a playbook that's all about getting more referrals, but without that gross, salesy feeling. You know the one. If you've ever felt awkward asking for an intro, this one is for you. We're going to walk through a system that activates your entire network just by leading with value first. So what's the big idea here? It's really about this fundamental shift you see on the screen. The old way, over on the left, is just waiting. You hope referrals come in, you cross your fingers, but it's totally passive and, let's be honest, pretty unreliable. The new way? It's about proactively activating your partners, creating so much momentum that referrals become the natural, logical next step of a great relationship. And this quote right here, it just nails the core philosophy. We're completely flipping the script. Your goal isn't to take, it's to give. You're building up what I like to call a goodwill bank account. You make so many positive deposits that your partners are genuinely actually excited to help you out. It's a total game changer.
So how do we actually build up that goodwill account? Well, it all starts with this massive mindset shift. We have to move away from just thinking about what we can get, and instead, base our entire approach on a really powerful psychological principle.
And that principle, it's called reciprocity. It's basically hardwired into us as humans. When someone does something genuinely helpful for you with no strings attached, you feel this natural urge, this internal pull to return the favor. This whole playbook taps into that feeling, but there's a catch. It only works if your first move, your offer of value, is totally authentic.
Okay, so that brings us to the first practical stage. How do you actually kick off the conversation? You can't just say, hey, I want to add value. You have to actually prove it from the very first message you send. And to do that, we've got 5 plug-and-play templates. We call them value-first hooks. Think of these as conversation starters that immediately put something beneficial on the table for your potential partner. It makes it almost impossible for them to say no to a quick chat.
Let's break down the first one. This is so simple, but man is it powerful. Who doesn't love free promotion? By offering to feature someone in your newsletter, on your blog, whatever, you're giving them free visibility and positioning them as an expert. It is a nearly irresistible offer. Okay, this might be my personal favorite. It completely flips the script. Instead of asking them for an introduction, you're offering to give them one. Think about that. This generates a massive amount of goodwill and instantly makes you stand out from the 99% of people who are just asking for leads. All right, so you sent the hook, they said yes, now what? Welcome to stage 2, the micro call. And I want to be really clear, this is not a sales pitch. It's a short 10 to 15-minute chat that's designed to be a goodwill engine, to really solidify that awesome relationship you just started. And the best part? You don't have to wing it. There's a super simple 4-step script. First, you just reinforce that the call is all about them. Then you ask a key question to figure out what they actually need. Step 3, you co-create something small with them. And only then, at the very end, do you make the soft ask. Now that co-create step is so important. When you workshop something small together on the call, like a simple checklist or a template for handing off clients, you're giving them a sense of ownership. They helped build it. It makes them feel like they're part of it, they're invested, and they start to associate you with getting things done. And now for the magic moment, the soft ask. The wording here is absolutely key. It's not a demand, it's just floating an idea. Listen to the language. By the way, totally optional. Is there anyone? This takes all the pressure off. It feels like a natural part of the conversation, not some hidden agenda you had all along. But what if they say, I'm not sure, let me think about it? No big deal. Your response is just as cool and low pressure. No worries at all. See? This keeps the whole vibe positive, and you casually set a day for a super gentle follow-up. The door is still wide open. Zero awkwardness. And that leads us perfectly into stage 3. Because here's the truth. Most referrals won't happen on the call. Your partner is busy, they've got a million things going on. The follow-up is where all that goodwill you've built up actually turns into real introductions. So you need a plan, a cadence. Here's how it works. On the same day as your call, you deliver that thing you co-created. Bang, you're reliable. Then, 48 hours later, you send that gentle nudge we talked about. After that, you just stay top of mind. Maybe you share a win or invite them to a webinar. You just keep adding value without asking for anything. Okay, that was a lot. So let's boil this whole thing down to 3 golden rules. If you don't remember anything else, remember these. These are the principles that will make this whole system a sustainable habit, not just a one-time trick. First rule, and it's a big one, make them feel special.
Look, people don't refer business just because you're good at your job. They refer business to people they like, they trust, and who make them feel valued. This entire process is designed to build that real, genuine connection.
Rule number 2. We've said it before, but it's the whole foundation of this playbook. Give value before you even think about asking. Your focus always should be on seeding that goodwill first, on filling up that bank account. When you give without expectation, it's just human nature for people to want to give back.
And the last rule, number 3, keep it casual, not corporate. This whole thing is about a conversation, not a transaction. It's about creating real momentum, not trying to be perfect. A friendly, authentic, human approach is always going to beat a stuffy corporate one.
So that's the playbook. But learning is one thing, doing is another. The real question for you is, what are you going to do with this? So I want you to look back at those 5 value hooks we talked about. Just pick one. Pick the one that feels easiest or most fun for you, and send it to one potential partner this week. Just see what happens when you start the conversation by leading with value.